Man, what is good with my people out there, y'all? It's your round, Packboy Dolo, checking in with another episode of the Round the Clock Thinker Show. Man, we going live right now. I ain't sipping on that right now. I wanted to jump right into this one. You feel me? Shout out to my people out there. You already know what the vibes are over here. I'm steady. A student always. I'm a steady student, and I advise that you do the same thing, man. First and foremost, the show's brought to you by the Treeway Winterwear Collection. It's in the description. Make sure you check out that PayHip link. It'll take you right to it. Also, there's some Pack drip on there. I got a brand called Pack as well, which is tied to my music. I'm also an artist, Packboy Dolo, but I rarely ever promote that over here. I'm just flowing with you right now, you dig? Yeah, we're about to get into it, dog. Also, make sure you go check out my ebook. I dropped it last year around Christmas time, so Christmas this year will make it a year since the book been out, and it's on all. Actually, you just go and download it, and it'll be in your email within 2 minutes. I was about to say that it's on Amazon, but I'm repurposing it, and the audio book gonna come out right around the time that I'm done repurposing the book, man. I'm gonna repurpose it. I may make some edits because it's big. It's bigger than I want it to be. I want it to be more like a booklet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna repurpose it, resize it, and then I'm gonna put it back on the market. You know what I'm saying? Also, shout out to Opus Clips, man. Opus Clips is the link. I got the link down there, man. They always looking out for me. That's how I clip up all my videos for the Instagram. Is at Round the Clock Thinker Show. You can find me on Instagram on there, man. We just doing it, man. We doing it how we supposed to do it every time. You know what I'm saying? But the name of today's show is How Nothing Never Lasts Specifically the Same Way. What did he just say? I said how nothing never lasts specifically the same way. And a lot of us make that mistake and not realizing it. Starting off with anything, you know what I'm saying? You got a new whip. Guess what? It's gonna break down, man. You're gonna get used to it. What I mean by that, everything and everyone has an inevitable level of getting used to. You're gonna get used to the whip. You're gonna want another whip because you used to it now. Remember the time where you wanted that Trackhawk so bad that it made you grind intensively for 6 months until you got the Trackhawk? Then once you got the Trackhawk, you drove it for a specific amount of time. You grew accustomed to it. And now you want something else. Now you want the vet. Right? Now you want next year's model Trackhawk. You feel me? And you go into it with the expectation that it'll always be the same. But when you first get something, it'll never be the same. Later on, something's gonna change, right? So you gotta be willing, ready and willing to change with it, right? So the first thought point I got right here is this: don't expect things to always and forever be the same. Don't do that. You set yourself up for failure automatically when you do that. You see what I'm saying? Every time you set yourself up for failure. And you may not think that most people don't realize it, but they do. Most people go into things with a certain expectation, right? And then when shit change, it surprised you. Now in this scenario, let's talk about relationships, right? You get into a relationship. She seemed like the one. Everything is moving a certain way. But when the used to factor kicks in, things are gonna change. Now, for better or worse, that's for you to judge. But they're gonna change. It's gonna shift. It's not gonna always be the same. You see what I'm saying? So the next start point I got right here is this. Maintain a softness to unexpected change. Because when things change, if you're intensely focused and hoping and your expectations are so high for something to go a certain way for an extended amount of time, when it changes, it's gonna surprise you. And that's how most niggas catch cases. Most niggas catch life sentences, right? Because they done sprayed up homie. They done hit him in the head and unalived him over this changing. You know what I'm saying? She got used to you, then she went and started, you see what I'm saying? And it wasn't respect there. That's the only reason why she went and did that. But then when he found out, he unalived though, buddy, the new guy. Sometimes they unalive both of them, right? And now he gotta go do a life sentence because his expectations were too high and he didn't maintain a softness to unexpected change. Cause shit changes. You know what I'm saying? It's life. That's the ebb and flow of life. When it's daytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, let me know. Cause you know what I'm saying? We gotta call somebody. If that happens, we gotta call somebody. Once we start seeing the sun up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it's a problem. Something wrong. Things change. Once it's summertime, 365 days a year, something ain't right. Things change. So you gotta be ready for it. Rolling to chapter 2. Do you live in fantasy or reality? And this is the question of all questions. Because you have to make a decision and realize. You have to ask that question, make the decision of which one you're in, and realize it. You know what I'm saying? Fantasy usually is more acceptable. It makes more sense. It's easier to understand. It's easier to stomach. But right here, the first start point I got right here is this. When you can stomach the truth, you don't have to worry about vomit. When you can stomach the truth, you don't have to worry about vomit. Period. Because you know the possibilities of reality. And you're not fooling yourself. Living in a fantasy world where you hope things go a certain way. No, you've accepted whatever. You've accepted however it may go. And how you gonna stand. You know what I'm saying? Now, will some shit come out of the blue and buckle your knees and sway you? Of course. Of course. But if you have a connection with what's real, you'll bounce back quicker from that. So the next start point I got is this. And talking about fantasies, right? Watch this. Illusions pay the elite. And realness pays no one, so it will always remain sacred and rare. So if you're a real one, it's only because you want to keep it 100. You don't have to. It's only because you wouldn't be able to look yourself in the mirror if you didn't keep it 100. It's only because you have a moral code, a moral foundation that you cannot break. And you made that pact with yourself. Not with anybody else. You made that pact with yourself. So whoever's in front of you, they're getting it real. They're getting it raw and uncut. You don't have to fake the funk. You ain't got a lie to kick it. You know what I'm saying? So illusions pay the elite. You can watch the TV and be fooled. Right? But are you the 1%er though? That's like, nah, I see it. I see it. And I'm standing like I'm over here and I'm like this. Cause this was real. This is reality. Right? And I'm not gonna buy into a fantasy. And once again, you can always tell when you're dealing with a fantasy because it feels good. It feels amazing. It's more acceptable. But when you get a dose of realness, of reality, most can't stomach it. So are you the 1%er that can stomach the realness? So we're going to go ahead and roll into chapter 3. Are you ready to adjust? Are you ready to adjust? If shit come out of nowhere and hit you and knock you off your feet, if it surprise you, are you ready to adjust? Start point I got right here is this. Be ready and willing to adjust with random changes in circumstances. And understand it for what it is. Don't get caught up and catching the case. Right? Because she decided to move on. Or don't get caught up and not planning ahead for the times when the new track hawk is gonna break down. You should already understand that the mechanics gotta go behind the motor to change the fucking battery. Now, I'm not saying that that's true or not, I don't know. But you should know, you should understand that before you even purchase the vehicle. You should know, okay, they take the motor out. They take half of the motor out this motherfucker just to change the battery. In order to get to a light fixture in the front, in order to get to a light bulb in the front, they had to snatch out the whole radiator and all this shit. They had to pull things out. So they're gonna charge extra. You should low key, if you want to be really meticulous, you should already have been calling auto places and knowing and thinking, okay, how much is an oil change for this vehicle? How much the oil change? What if I have this go on? How much that gonna be? Write shit down. So you will know. Because it's best to be aware. It's best to know than to not know. And be under the illusion that things will always and forever be the same. Because that shit is not true, man. It's not true, and it'll never be true because that's just not how life works. You see what I'm saying? You gotta be ready to bounce back, adjust, shift. Be ready. You know what I'm saying? If you dealing with someone, let's talk about relationships. If you dealing with someone and they keep it 100 from the jump and say, hey, look, possibly in the future, this shit may not work out. Then what? Right? Examining the possibilities. Using hypothesis. Hypothetically speaking, right? This shit may not work out in the future. hypothetically speaking, as a man, right? As a man, hypothetically speaking, in the future, I may run into another bitch or two that I want to put on the side. It's possible. It's possible. It's not impossible. I would be lying if I said that that'll never happen, because it happens all the time. But you want to know something? Everybody not talking about that because it's uncomfortable. Everybody not being real about that part. See, it hurts in the moment, and it's weird in the moment, right? To talk about real possibilities in the future than when real shit happened in the moment and you never talked about it. That's like 10x the pain, 10x the awkwardness. And a lot of times, if you keeping shit 100, no matter what, you come out on top because you stood down on your moral foundation. You knew that it was fair to keep it real from the jump than to live a lie and have people expecting you to be a certain way and you're not. You living a whole lie out here. You see what I'm saying? And to live a lie, man, you have to keep up with it. And keeping up with a lie is terrible. I've lived like that before for a short amount of time. It's terrible maintenance. It's hard to keep up with a lie. You ain't got a lie to kick it. It's very complicated to keep up with lies. You forget about some of the shit you told. You're always looking over your shoulder. You're always on your toes. So just remember this, man. And remember it well. And it's specific things. It's specific things that could change. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna see this content right here that I'm giving y'all is usually short, straight to the point. I'm trying to build more. I'm trying to build up more before I actually kick off the Patreon. Like, I created a Patreon account already, but I want to build up and know that it's gonna be like people that really fuck with the Patreon, because I'm gonna be putting a lot into those videos. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna be putting more information into them, deeper research, and I'm gonna give y'all a glimpse of that on the next show that I shoot. So on the next show, I'm gonna go deep into something that it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and shit, it left me confused for weeks. If not months. You know what I'm saying? So I have to I have to do some research on that, and I have to make sure I put it together properly. And shit, it's so deep that I may have to do like a trilogy. I may have to do part 1, part 2, part 3, or something like that, because it's so much information to unpack, you know. But man, it's your Ron Pat Bordello checking out. You know that the Unlimited Reset, the videos on the playlist, for the mental fasting portion, most of those are already up there. I just gotta upload probably 1 or 2 more videos for the mental fasting segment, and we're gonna move on to water fasting, people fasting, environment fasting, the advantage of sleep, programming, how it all began, convenience versus inconvenience. Man, come on, fuck with me, man. I took like maybe a couple weeks to just chill. When fall time hit, I be wanting to chill at first, and then when it fall set in, I be ready to grind. It start getting dark early. Man, fall the best time of the year, man. Go get your Treeway winter wear, man. Go get the collection. It's in the description. Pay hip. Go fuck with Treeway winter wear collection. I'm out. Peace.